Welcome back to KC Talks EV. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning on the 22nd of June 2024, and I'm here at the London to Brighton EV Rally. So I've been kindly invited by the organisers to attend the event. They've actually given me, as you can see from behind, they've actually given me a BYD Atto free on test as well for the rally, which is absolutely brilliant of them. Thank you so much, the London to Brighton EV Rally and BYD. So it is starting to get quite packed behind me here. So this is Westminster City School, and it's filling up as we speak. So I'll probably keep you updated throughout the day of how it goes. Bear in mind that this is essentially an efficiency challenge, and I have done a little bit of preliminary testing on the Atto 3, and I was able to get around 5 miles per kilowatt hour if I really give it a good eco run. So let's find out what we get. As you can see, everyone's trying to play a big game of Tetris right now, trying to get in. We're all quite closely bunched up at the moment. I haven't quite hit up the breakfast bar yet, but I will be doing that in a moment. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we do have a good few people here as well, which is lovely. It's going to be quite a nice little sticker. So again, thank you to BYD obviously for lending me the Atto 3 as well as the Rally as well for testing purposes as well. So absolutely spot on, guys at BYD. I've just had to do a few driving shots for BYD, but I think we're ready to head off now. I've just plugged it into the sat-nav Madeira Drive, 65 miles from here. I'm going to reset the trip computer as well, and I think we are ready to go. I've just noticed that the car in front, so it's a EV9, a Kia EV9 that has been borrowed for, I assume, the London to Brighton EV Rally. This is me, sorry, I just had another get that. Yeah, me as a chemist looking at it going, it's a CO2, but it's in superscript rather than subscript. That really, really bugs me. You know, given the fact that I don't really come to London that often, the amount of beeps and the horns I've actually heard in the whole city is it's just unbelievable, really. Oh my word, like I've not heard this many horns. To be fair, this amount of poor driving. As I say, I don't come directly into London very often, so I am in London a lot. Normally I'm taking the train, things like that, because I think it could be outright mad to think about driving in London, in my opinion. But honestly, it is a bit torture, really. You barely go anywhere. So leaving London, for some reason the Atto 3 doesn't give me, I can't seem to reset the total consumption average, but for the last 50 miles, or I think I reset it way before then, I was doing 8.5 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. I don't think that's realistic. I have a feeling that I've been doing a lot of town driving recently. That will definitely go up as we go on. If we're targeting 5 miles per kilowatt hour, we need to look for 20 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. That's the target, really. So let's see how well we do. Okay, so I'm on the A3 now. I'm heading towards Brighton now. So let's go. Okay, so I've just stopped off just to go to the loo and pick up a few bits and pieces. So we've got 46 miles to go. Now, the trip computer has finally actually given me a more reasonable estimate for the efficiency. So I've got 21.3 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. That's for the past
800 yards, keep left.
50. That is for the past 50 miles. Yeah, I've got to sound that one because I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, so that's more realistic. It's not quite 5 miles per kilowatt hour, but it is pretty close. So I've just made it here now to Brighton. It's actually starting to brighten up, funnily enough, ironically. What did I arrive on? I can't remember exactly what I left London with. I think it was around 65%, maybe a bit higher than that. But I've arrived here at 43%. So if we have a look at the actual mileage, so I've got 19.1 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. So that's just over 5 miles per kilowatt hour, which is not too bad at all. Bear in mind though that I can't get the actual, 65-mile run. Interestingly enough, I can only get total, but that's been literally ever since this car's basically come off the production line. So it's 26 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. I'm going to go enjoy the sights, and I'll start documenting everything that's here. So it is very, very windy today, but let's go check out the Seafront. So we've got Rivervale Maxus here, so they're showcasing their MIFA 9 as well as the eDeliver 7 around the corner over there. So that's all lovely. Here we've got the Microlino. So this is again really, 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 really cool. Honestly, definitely considering having a look at that one. Another Atto 3. You really can't get away from them, can you?
Moving electricity around, you're relying on infrastructure in the ground. You're relying on wires, overhead cables, transmission. In fact, if you have solar on your roof and you're exporting it to grid, well, the grid's got to have somewhere to put it. And at the moment, it's not a huge problem in this country for reasons that today's not a great example of. But in places like California right now, what used to be called the duck curve is now a duck chasm. There's a great big over-generation of solar in the middle of the day, and the grid has to compensate for those things. Now, if you can stop moving that energy around, and you can take it from your roof into your car, or take it from your roof into your hot water tank that you've got sat in your building, if you're not moving it across the grid, then you can save the costs of transportation of that energy across the grid.
So you're saying that that oversupply of renewables that America has, and indeed Spain has as well, they could be stored in the EV vehicle fleet?
They can be stored in EVs, they can be in the electric vehicles you've got stored outside your house or in your workplace as well. If your car's parked during the day, and solar's obviously during the middle of the day, then workplace is a really good place to be putting energy into your electric vehicle. So that's kind of the space we're in, is workplace and destinations where vehicles are parked during the day. Domestic overnight is also great because there's a lot of hydro and baseload nuclear overnight. But that excess of solar will happen during the day, and that's the cheapest energy on the grid is solar energy now. And if you can park your car at work and get a free charge and offer a little bit of flex while you're at it, then you're in that situation where energy driving becomes very, very much more lower cost for those people who have those facilities.
Okay, so let's have a look at down by the seafront. So we've got the BYD stand here. So I've just literally had a good go with the BYD Atto 3. Might take out a BYD seal just for good measure at some point. So we've got the EDF stand here, I believe. So they've got a Kia EV9. Now this is a vehicle which I've been meaning to have a look at. Definitely not for me personally speaking, but something that's worthwhile. I have a feeling that I have no idea how the quality of the sound's going to be because it's quite windy today. So we've got EDF here. So I'm guessing they're showcasing the smart metering, electric vehicle tariffs. I know they have an electric vehicle tariff. I'm probably going to stick with E on, if I'm perfectly honest. Now this is a place that I definitely want to have a look at and have a chat about. I've actually got an ideal boiler at the moment. One of their, I think it's their, I forgot what it's called now. Oh, Vogue Max, there we go. But if they've got a new heat pump, that might be something over the coming years that I'm going for. So I think that is pretty much it for the London to Brighton EV Rally and also the event here on Madeira Drive. So if you like what you see, please click that like button, dislike it if you didn't. Please share this to anyone who, for example, would like to attend next year. I have left a link in the video description if you would like to find out a little bit more. I'm going to drive the BYD Atto 3 all the way back up to Grimsby, so wish me luck on that one. and I hope to see you soon. So thank you for watching and talk to you later.